Hey guys, what's up? My name is SmileyMan01, and today I just wanted to do a quick video about the State of the Union in 2017, Union being bot lane, as well as do some quick covering of some updated mastery trees, because I have done some more thinking and I have made some more changes to some of my trees. I don't think the changes I made really affected anything in my previous video for AD carry and support, but one of them did, so I am gonna talk about that change. Actually, two of them did, so I'm just gonna cover that real quickly. We're gonna look at the two mastery pages that have been affected. My Jin page. So I've switched from Bounty Hunter to Double-Edged Sword, and I also need to talk about items. So I switched from Bounty Hunter to Double-Edged Sword just because I like doing the early game damage on Double-Edged Sword is massive. I mean, yeah, like if you don't want to take the risk of taking 2.5% extra damage, but you're also taking the second risk of if you fall behind or if you can't like get a lot of kills, you're only going to be doing marginal damage. Like, I mean, obviously in the Sivir page, I took this page, so I had the battle trance. But let's say I had been playing in this game of Sivir where I went 5 and 6. So I only killed. Yeah, we got dumpstered pretty hard this game. I killed Visonas, that's 2. Yasuo, that's 3. Oh, did I manage to get all of them? I may have. Sona again, still 3. And Yasuo, so I had 3. That's 4.5% increase from Bounty Hunter. Which, I mean, I don't know. I just don't really like it. I think if you're going to take like an early game mastery, like on an assassin, like Kha'Zix or a mage, I would probably take Double-Edged Sword. I mean, if you're Swain or something that's DPS, you could probably still take Battle Trance. But anyways, that change affects this. And then in my Leona Braum support, I don't really rotate into Bond of Stone anymore. I don't see the point. I take Courage of the Colossus, even on Braum and Taric. Um, just because if you need this effect, you always have the Knight's Vow. And plus, with the Redemption being in the game and the changed Locket, which makes it sucky, completely worthless actually until you complete the item. The shielding is so strong if you have the Face of the Mountain and the Locket Redemption stuff. So I don't really feel the need to take this anymore. This is kind of irrelevant, if you ask me. Um, I need to talk about items real quick. I was wrong. I did make a mistake. I was so wrong about this item. This item's a beast. Like, you can still go this on Jin. Here, let me see if I have a Jin game on my match history. I don't think I do. I don't. Anyways, so what I've been doing on Jin now. Whoops, let's go back to this page. So what I've been doing on Jin now is I've been doing the Yomu's build, but because the Yomu's only gives, I think it's only 10% CDR now. Yeah, it's 10%. I don't know if it gave 20 before. I don't think it did. I'm pretty sure it was only 10%. But if you go the Yomu's build, one thing I do love about the Reaver build on Jin is the 30% CDR. So when I do go the Yomu's build, because you have the move speed active, I don't know, I've been taking Ionian boots on him just to help with the extra cooldown, and the reduced summoner spell cooldown is nice. I also, this on Draven with the new changes is really, really, really good. This is really good on Draven, especially with the new changes. But other than that, well, I haven't tried it yet on MF. I want to do the Yomu's Cleaver build on MF. I've been building Yomu's on Lucian too. Well, I tried it once, but I don't think we won that game. Where is it? It should be like right here. Yeah, here. So I did the Yomu's build. I didn't do the Cleaver though, but I just did the Yomu's. And I wanted to try the Yomu's Cleaver build sometime later. I want to do it mostly on MF though, because I really liked that full armor penetration build. That was a lot of fun. The best MF skin. Anyways, so bot lane, the bottom lane. So what the fuck is going on in this lane? Well, if you have a YouTube account and you watch League of Legends related content, it doesn't even have to be the people who post these videos, because if you watch League of Legends related content, these videos generate so much views that they will show up on your recommended feed even if you haven't ever watched more than like a handful of videos from these people who make them. So basically, what I've been seeing a lot is like this new big meme of Ziggs in the bottom lane. Well, I ban Ziggs. I have been banning Ziggs and Hecarim. Those are the two champions I've been banning. Hecarim, I just think is too strong. I really don't know how to deal with him, especially with Courage of the Colossus. But Ziggs I ban. Like I feel like I can lane against him. I have not actually played against a Ziggs bot lane. I've played against like Ryze. I've played like Veigar Vel'Koz and retarded stuff like that. I haven't actually played against a Ziggs. The reason I ban him is because his turret push, in my humble opinion, I actually think his ability to push turrets is broken. With a Lich Bane and his passive, he can actually like almost one hit turrets. It's stupid. He does like a third of the turret's HP just with his passive auto, then it drops below like 30% health. He can just one hit it with his W. It's really stupid. So that's why I think he's become like a prevalent pick in the bot lane. But as far as what would beat him, if you want to beat Ziggs in bot lane, pick early game damage like Draven, Lucian. I mean, let's take a look at the AD carries. So if you want to beat Ziggs in bot lane, there's a few things you can do to him. You can pick like an early game champion like Draven or Lucian, or even Corki. You could pick something that goes really aggressive, like Kalista or Tristana, because Ziggs does only have one defensive tool. It is his W. You could try to pick Wave Clear versus him, like Caitlyn or Sivir, and Sivir's also pretty good because of the spell shield. Jinx even has good wave clear. So the 80 carries can stack against him, in my opinion. I think all the 80 carries in the bottom lane. I'm not too sure about the mid lane because mid lane works a little bit differently than bot lane because there's only 2 people in mid lane versus 4 in bot lane. But as far as what playing against Ziggs, I feel like a lot of people who play bot lane suck at mid lane. I just feel like that's a thing. I've heard that's a thing before, and it's kind of true for me. I'm a pretty terrible mid laner, mostly because I lack mechanical skill, but a lot of knowledge in mid lane is missing for me, especially at the platinum level. Like, bot lane is really the only lane I'm good with at like the plat level. But one thing that is very important to keep in mind when playing against Ziggs, this is true for like pretty much any mid laner that has like clear. So Lux, Brand, Victor, Vel, Liss, Xerath, Ziggs, Ari. You don't want to stand in your minions. You want to stand out of your minions. Close to your minions so you can like duck behind them if like Ari throws a charm or whatever. But you don't want to stand in your minions because then they can just throw their damage into your creeps and hit your creeps and you. So they push you under turret and take your health. You want to make them have to choose between hitting your creeps or trying to hit you. Now, Talia, obviously you'd want to stay behind your minions since her Q does not pierce creeps, but something like Ziggs can throw his Q over the minions. Syndra's would go through, Ari's goes through, Lux goes through, Brand goes through, Victor goes through, he goes through with his W, he goes through with his Q, and his W can just drop down. So you generally want to force them to make that choice. Apparently I've played Ziggs. I don't ever remember playing him. Apparently I didn't win either. I probably got him on ARAM. Anyways, so like, and plus Ziggs's ult does crazy damage in team fights. Like, he just like flatten your entire team with it. So I've been banning him in ranked. Hecarim is pretty much my default ban, but I don't know. I've been slapping a few bans onto him too here and there. But what I feel is the biggest struggle for AD carry is not only champion selection, but also itemization. I feel like right now AD carry is pretty weak. Like, this game was pretty sad. I was 7-0 at one point in this game. We were pretty much crushing lane completely. And then they just had the Vi, Katarina, GP just carry pretty much. But my itemization this game, I did itemize pretty poorly. I was 7-0. I had the lead, so I went for static shift or rapid fire cannon, one of the two. I don't remember which one I picked, but I picked one of them. And then we started grouping, and I was getting wrecked because I wasn't doing any damage to the Vi who kept jumping on me and killing me. I didn't really have a way to defend myself. I didn't have a defensive item at all. And my itemization was pretty poor this game. But this game, even though we lost, I mean, I just played this game. I can show you it. Even though we lost, I did a better job with my itemization. So we were losing pretty hard in lane. I think Ezreal walked out of lane 5-0, and yeah, we kind of got obliterated. But Ezreal I think walked out of lane 5-0. But so I was just rushing to complete my Essence Reaver, trying to get the damage up, and then I go for Static Shiv. So there's my core items right there. Complete my boots. And then I start going for Lord Dominik's. I chose Lord Dominik's because he had Fervor, as did he. So there wasn't really too much healing coming in from them. It was mostly just these guys were tanking up, and I was worried about that. I was worried about not being able to get the damage done. So I went for, completed this, and I started getting some magic resistance to help alleviate this guy's damage as well as his, and provide a little bit more of a defensive outlook. I probably should have gone for a GA, but it was kind of a desperation at that point, and I sold my Dorans for a Vamp Scepter, and didn't matter. So I was trying to itemize a little bit better this game. I did better this game. I picked a better champion. Like, I'm pretty sure I blind picked Jinx this game just because I was like, well, I mained Jinx last season and we did pretty good, so let's just do that again. Well, that didn't really work out so well. It's not really been my thing. I've not had the greatest showing on her. But it probably wasn't a good idea to blind pick Jinx. MF did counter pick me, but Thresh was really good, so we ended up winning lane anyways. And then Vi GP, Katarina just fucks you endlessly, and you can't really defend versus that. As a Jinx, she doesn't really have a lot of defensive spells. But for those of you still playing AD carry in 2017, lol, what I recommend you do, pick safe AD carries. She's great. She's great. I don't know what to think about him. We'll come back to Twitch. He's really safe. Late game scaling, lots of utility, a good counter pick to these three, really. Ashe is a really good counter to these three. Caitlyn's pretty safe. Jin's pretty safe, even though I didn't really win on him, or down here either. I didn't win either, but he's a pretty safe pick. I wouldn't recommend playing Lucian still. I still think he's in a pretty terrible spot as far as ADCs go. The buffs to him were nominal. They didn't really do a whole lot. They buffed up his passive damage by 10%. I think it's at level 6 or 7. His passive would transition from 30 to 40, so his first 6 or 7 levels are buffed up. His passive damage is buffed up by 10%, which is pretty much nothing. His Q at rank 1 is the same base, but by rank 5 it gets up to 20 extra, so it's extra 5 per rank up, which is pretty much non-existent buffs, especially for someone who relies on winning the early game. A late game buff doesn't really do anything for him because he's not very good late game anyways. So I still think Lucian's in a really horrible spot right now. I mean, he can work. He can work. He's workable. It's just I don't think he's in a very good spot. Like if they pick Kalista, I mean he can stand versus Ezreal and stuff, but I'm not sure. He's a decent pick versus Twitch, but he's a decent pick versus some AD carries in some situations, but I generally would not recommend playing him right now. I don't think he's in a good spot at all. Twitch is interesting. But the thing about Twitch is he relies on getting fed because he has no damage other than his auto attacks. Like this is a utility spell, this is virtually 0 damage. This is a utility spell. This thing does like 200 damage when they have 6 stacks on them. It does virtually 0 damage. So he's pretty much completely reliant on getting a good ulti and running around the map assassinating. If Twitch doesn't get a lead, it's difficult to make him work, in my opinion. because he doesn't bring much to the table. All he has going for him is his ulti. So I'm not sure about him. I mean, he's a great champion. It's just I don't feel he's really that strong right now. With AD carry being weak, I'd say definitely err on the side of caution when selecting an AD carry. Pick something that has a late game scaling, or has utility, or defensive capabilities, or has very long range. I would probably shy away from Kog'Maw, Lucian, Jinx, Draven, Callista. I'd probably shy away from those AD carries right now. These two are workable, I think. She's a pocket pick. If you can play her, go ahead and pick her, because she can do a lot of damage. With her E, she pushes really hard. She's got great defenses with her ulti and her W, so she's actually pretty hard to get onto. I honestly don't know why I don't see more of her. I think it's because it's pretty easy to trade with her in lane. Like, once she E's you, all you have to do is just back off, and then just go right back in once the E detonates for, like, 0 damage if she hasn't gotten a lot of attacks on you. So she's pretty easy to play against. And she auto-pushes lane with the passive on her E, and a lot of people really don't like that, so you can't freeze the lane with her. People hate that, including me. It's one of the reasons I don't like playing her. But so I'd say for the moment, in a tank mage meta, definitely you're going to want to err on the side of caution when selecting an AD carry, in my opinion. I mean, none of these are completely unworkable picks right now, in my opinion. I've been finding to some degrees of success, not really in ranked, but in normals, which it's workable. Proves it's workable, probably not under ideal circumstances for it to be workable, but it proves it's workable. So I would definitely say be cautious in your selection of AD carries. If your last pick, it's super easy, just counter pick. Like if your team picks Wombo, you could totally lock her in. Just farm safe in laning phase. Probably just try that Youmuu's Black Cleaver build out for me. Tell me how it works. Get a Mumu AoE, a Mumu Jarvan combo, and just obliterate their team. But yeah. So that's all I've got to say in the bot lane right now. I don't think AD carries an irrelevant role. Like you always see the ADC in 2017 lol, and it comes from these people on YouTube who make these videos of them winning their lane with like Ziggs or whatever. I mean, it can be done. You can win lane as Ziggs versus an ADC. It's totally possible to do that. I mean, you could win lane versus freaking ADC as a lot of stuff, you know? I mean, it just depends on how the lane goes down. But I don't think AD carries an irrelevant role. Far from irrelevant. I just think it's not in the best place right now because tanks and mages hit their item spikes a lot sooner than AD carries. AD carries have some of the most expensive builds in the game. They also generally aren't really that strong until they have 6 items or almost 6 items. Whereas mages and tanks are pretty strong with 3 or 4 items is generally where they start capping out, and then the other items are just adding on just a tad more damage at that point. But I don't know, I've mostly been playing support because I've found a great deal of success with my supports. So we've been winning with support. Well, this is before I left. This is after I came back. This is my first ranked game back. That's pretty good. This went pretty well. This was kind of a complete stomp, though. A Garanology, freaking Garen one trick, dude. That was crazy, man. And then I just lost all these in a row. I wasn't feeling it, so I queued up for some support a while later. And we made it work. This was a pretty good game. But we made it work. I'm gonna do another video, maybe not tonight, actually probably not tonight because it's 3 in the morning. But I am gonna do another video soon. I want to talk about support itemization, but I really only wanted to touch on, I think I have to view my total match history. When's the last time I played Flex? Let's see. Yeah, fuck Flex. Let's see. So I want to talk about the choice between the Eye of the Watchers and... Oh, do I not have a game where it's built? I wish I could filter by, like, position. Eye of the Watchers versus... Yeah, I guess I don't have a game where it's built, so we're just going to have to look at the Morgana game. Eye of the Watchers versus Ruby Sightstone and Frost Queen's Claim. So that's probably going to be my next video. So don't hold your breath for that one, because classes start on this day, and so college starts back up for me. So don't hold your breath for it. It might be... Well, if I can get it done, because I have this day off right here, because this is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So I have this day off, so maybe I can get it done today, because I'd really like to get it out there. I wanted to get videos out, but I couldn't. So I want to get that out soon. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed my video. Hope you learned something from it. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything I covered in the video, just feel free to leave me a comment. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I've actually been pretty good about checking my videos comments, because one day I just logged onto my channel. I saw a comment on my video, but it was 3 days old. I left the guy a response, but I never got a response back saying like thanks or anything, or any kind of questions that he still had. So I don't know if I responded too late, but I've been pretty diligent about checking that now, because it's like, whoa, holy shit, people actually like leave fucking comments. What? So I've been pretty diligent about checking stuff like that. So if you have any questions about anything I cover in the video, just feel free to leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you guys all next time.